students, how are you? I hope you all are fit and fine. So dear students, today we are going to start the last chapter in your first flight, that is chapter 11, the proposal, written by Anton Chekhov. So you all are requested to take out your book and open this chapter in your book. So I am going to read and explain this chapter. Before you read, this is an activity. The word proposal has several meanings. Can you guess what sort of proposal the play is about? It's a suggestion, plan, or scheme for doing something, or an offer for a possible plan and or action, or the act of asking someone's hand in marriage. So dear students, the play which we are going to read, it is about a Russian wedding. Okay, so third one is correct here. It is the act of asking someone's hand in marriage. So here students, in the box a small description about a Russian wedding has been given. So let us go through what has been written in the box and come to know about a Russian wedding before beginning the play. Do you know anything about a Russian marriage ceremony? So probably you don't know. Read the article about a Russian wedding. Preparations for Russian wedding. A Russian wedding is very simple. The planning only includes arranging for rings, bride's dress, cars, and a reception. Either the bride's family paid for the reception, but nowadays brides and grooms' families usually share expenses. A Russian wedding lasts for 2 days. Some weddings last as long as a week, and the occasion becomes something to remember for years. The necessary part of the wedding ceremony is a wedding procession of several cars. The best friends of the groom bride meet before the wedding a few times, make posters, write speeches, and organize contests. When the groom arrives to fetch the bride for the registration, he has to fight to get her. Russians usually live in apartments, in tall buildings, and the groom has to climb several stairs to reach the bride. But at each landing, he must answer a question to be followed to go up. What a, marriage ceremony, what a tradition, what a ritual. The bride's friends ask difficult questions, sometimes about the bride, sometimes just difficult riddles. And the groom must answer with the help of his friends. For example, he may be shown a few photos of baby girls and he must say which one his bride is. It's really interesting. If he guesses wrong, he must pay cash to move ahead. Wow! If groom answers wrong, then he must pay cash to move ahead to move to the next stair. After the marriage registration, the newly married couple leaves the guests for a tour of the city sights. After 2 or 3 hours of the city tour, the couple arrives at the reception. The couple sits at a specially arranged table with their family, friends, and invited guests. The reception starts with toasts to the couple. What is toast? Toast, students here are drinking glass of wine in happiness. Okay. toasts, Toasts. Okay, toasts here are drinking glass of wine in happiness. Uh, Drinking glass of wine, okay, in happiness, that is called toasts. A drinking glass of wine in happiness, that is toast. To the couple, a wedding toast is a custom where a close friend or relative of the groom or the bride says a few words to wish the couple. Then everyone raises their glass of wine and drink it up at the same moment. The groom is then asked to kiss the bride after a few toasts. People start eating and drinking and generally have fun. After some time, the bride gets stolen, she disappears, and when the groom starts looking for her, he is asked to pay a fee. Usually, it is his friends who steal the bride. Then there are the bride's friends. They steal the bride's shoe. The groom must pay money for the shoe too. It happens in Indian marriage also. You must have, witnessed. The guests enjoy watching these tussles and continues party. What is tussle? Tussle means, fight to get something. Tussle means tussles means a fight to get something. It is singular, that is why here I have used a, so that is why it should be singular. Tussle means a fight to get something. Okay. So dear students, it's all about a Russian marriage. It's a small description about Russian marriage. So now let us go through the small introduction of this chapter. Do you think Indian and Russian weddings have any customs in common? With the help of a partner, fill in the table below. So many things we can find, as we have seen here. The girls, they steal the shoes of the bride. So it happens, groom, not bride. It happens in Indian marriage also. Okay. So more you can, after going through this description, the more you can remember. So the more you have to write here. Now let us go through a small introduction to this chapter, the proposal. The proposal I originally titled a marriage proposal. So it has been taken from the original title, which is marriage proposal. Its original title is marriage proposal. Because it's a proposal of a marriage, so it can be written the marriage proposal. So originally it has been titled a marriage proposal, but here the narrator, the writer gives the title the proposal. Okay. Is a one act play a farce. Farce means something important or serious that is not organized well. Let me rub it first. Farce. Farce means something important or serious. Something important or serious, that is not organized well. That is not organized well. Farce. So the proposal, originally titled A Marriage Proposal, is a one-act play, a farce, by the Russian short story writer and dramatist Anton Chekhov. It was written in 1888 and 1890. The play is about the tendency of wealthy families to seek ties with other wealthy families to increase their states by encouraging marriages that make good economic sense. So, this play which we are going to read, the proposal. So, dear students, it is about the tendency of the wealthy families, how they promote marriages, marriages in their equal rank, so that they can also become wealthy. Okay, this play shows us how they increase their states. They organize marriages with the person who is either higher or of their equal rank in society. Okay, so the play is about the tendency of wealthy families to seek ties with other wealthy families to increase their states by encouraging marriages that make good economic sense. Ivan Lomo, the character in this play, a long time seek the hand of Chubukov's 25 years old daughter. So in this play, Ivan Lomo, he was looking for a long time wealthy neighbor, Stepan Chubukov. He was looking for, he wants in this play, Ivan Lomo, he wants his neighbor's daughter's hand, the hand of the daughter of his neighbor. He wants in marriage. So he wants to get married with Natalia Shubko in this story. Okay, so she is the daughter of his neighbor. She is the daughter of his neighbor, and he wants to get marry her. Okay, Ivan Lomo, a long time wealthy neighbor of Stepan Chubukov, also wealthy, comes to seek the hand of Chubukov's a 25-year-old daughter, Natalia. So Ivan Chubukov wants Natalia's hand in marriage. Natalia is his neighbor's daughter. She is of 25 years. All three are quarrelsome people. So Ivan Lomo, Stepan Chubukov and Natalia, all three are quarrelsome people in this story. And they quarrel over petty issues. Even they quarrel over the small issues. The proposal is in danger of being forgotten amidst all these quarreling. So when they started quarreling, then they forgot about proposal. But economic good sense ensures that the proposal made after all, although the quarreling perhaps continues. So their quarreling continues even though between their quarreling, so they agreed for marriage because of their social status. So it's also says this play also tells us that how Russian marriages they also, means of increasing their states. This play also proves it. Okay. So now you all are, please open your book at page number 144 and let us begin and enjoy this play. First of all, let us go through the characters. So characters in this play are Stephen Stepnovich Chubukov, a landowner; Natalia Stepnovna, his daughter, 25 years old; Ivan Vasilevich Lomo, a neighbor of Chubukov, a large and hearty but very suspicious landowner. Okay, so there are three characters in this story. Okay, so now let us begin this beautiful play. The scene is set in a drawing room in Chubukov's house. When the curtain rises, so the audience can see a drawing room in Chubukov's house. Lomo enters wearing a dress jacket and white gloves. So when the curtain rises, when the play starts, Lomo enters wearing a dress jacket with the white gloves. Chubukov rises to meet him. Lomo comes to Chubukov's house. It is the scene of Chubukov's drawing room. When Lomo comes, then Chubukov stands up to meet him. Chubukov, not Chubukov, sorry. It's Chubukov, C-H-U. Chubukov, my dear fellow, who do I see? Ivan Vasilevich. Ivan Vasilevich, I am extremely glad. So he said, my dear fellow, whom do I see? Ivan Vasilevich has come to my house. I am extremely glad. Further he says that he was extremely glad, squeezes his hand. Saying so, having said so, he squeezes his hands. Now this is a surprise, my darling. How are you? So he said, this is a surprise for me that you have come to my house. Further he asked about him. Lomo, thank you, and how may you be getting on? Lomo thanked him for asking him, how are you? And he said, how many you been and how may you been getting on? And he also asked how he was getting on. Chubukov, we just get along somehow, my angel, thanks to your prayers. And so on. He said everything is going on. It is the grace of God. It is the, it is the grace of God. It is because of your prayer. So he thanks for his well-wishings. Okay. Sit down, please do. Now you shouldn't forget all about your neighbors, my darling. He said, you are my neighbor and you should come to my house. You shouldn't forget about your neighbors. My dear fellow, why are you so formal in your get-up? Then as he was wearing a coat and he was wearing a formal uniform, that is why he asked, why are you wearing this formal uniform? Why are you in this formal get-up? Evening dress, gloves and so on. Can you be going anywhere, my treasure? Further he said, are you going to anywhere? Are you going to any function, any party? Why are you putting on such formal dress? Lomo, no, I have come only to see you. He said, no, I have just come to see you. Honored Stephen Stepnovich. He said, Honored Stephen Stepnovich, I have just come to see you. Chubukov, then why are you in evening dress, my precious? Further he asked, then why he was wearing his evening dress. As if you are paying a New Year's Eve visit, as if you have come on New Year's party, on New Year's evening. The way you have got up, the way you have got up, it shows that you have come to join us in New Year's party. Lomo, well, you see, it's like this. Takes his arms, then he takes his arm, he said, yes, it's like New Year's party. I have come to you, honored Stephen Stepnovich, to trouble you with a request. He said, I have come here to trouble you with a request. Not once or twice have I already had the privilege of applying to you for help, and you have always, so to speak, I must ask your pardon. I am getting excited. He said, 1 or 2 times I asked you for my help and you helped me. So this time also I am very excited. I am hoping you will help me. I shall drink some water as I am, out of excitement. So I want to drink water. Honored Stephen Stepnovich drinks, then he drinks water. Shubuko, aside, he has come to borrow money. So he thought, it's commonly if everyone comes to you and say that, it's a common thinking. If anyone calls, even me, I also think so. If anyone calls me and say it's very urgent, so that's why I have made a call to you. So most probably one thinks he is going to ask for money. Okay. In the same way, Stephen Stepnovich, he thought that Shubuko thought that Ivan was going to ask for money. Yes. So he said he has come to borrow money. Shan't give him any. He said, I won't give him any penny. Aloud, what is it, my beauty? Then he asked in loud voice, what is it? Why have you come? Lomo, you see, honored Stepnich. Then he said, I beg pardon, Stephen Honorich, I mean, I am awfully excited. He said further that he was awfully excited, as you will please notice. In short, you alone can help me, though I don't deserve it, of course, and you haven't any right to count on your assistance. He said that only you can help me. That is why I have come to you for help in this matter. Only you can help me, and I am getting much excited to share it. Shubuko, oh, don't go round and round, darling. Spit it out well. He said, don't go round and tell me, why have you come here? What is the matter? What do you want to say? Don't go round and round. Don't move around the bush. Lomo, one moment. This very minute. The fact is, I have come to ask the hand of your daughter Natalia Stepnovna in marriage. Then he finishes by saying that he had come, for asking her his daughter's hand in marriage. Then he said that he has come to propose his daughter in marriage. Shubhko joyfully. At this, Shubhko became happy. But Jove means, surprised. Here, Jove means, Jove means surprised. Jove, surprised. Sorry. Okay. Chubko joyfully. By Jove, I surprised Ivan Vasilevich. Say it again. I didn't hear it at all. He said, say it again. I didn't hear it at all. What did you say? Out of excitement, he was also very much excited that he had come to propose his daughter. That is why Chubko was also very much excited. He was also very much happy to hear that Lomo has come to propose his daughter. He has come to ask his daughter's hand in marriage. He said, say it again, I didn't hear it at all. Lomo, I have the honor to ask, Shubko interrupting, my dear fellow, I am so glad and so on, yes indeed, and all that sort of things. Embraces and kisses Lomo. Now he hugs and kisses Lomo. I have been hoping for it for a long time. And he said that he has been hoping for the same since long time. It has been my continual desire. He said it was my continual desire to get my daughter married with you. Sheds a tear. Then he started shedding tear. And I have always loved you, my angel, as if you were my own son. He said, I have always loved you as if you are my own son. May God give you both his help and his love and so on, and so much hope. What am I behaving in this idiotic way for? So why I am behaving like an idiot? I am off my balance with joy, because I am out of balance. I have lost my balance now. I am out of excitement. He said when Lomo told him that he has come to ask his daughter's hand in marriage, then out of excitement he had gone mad. He said, out of excitement I have gone mad with joy, absolutely off my balance. I have lost my balance. Oh, with all my soul I will go to call Natasha and at all. That he said, I am going to call Natasha. Lomo, greatly moved, honored Stephen Stepanovich, do you think I may count on her consent? So he said, do you think she would be agree to marry me? Do you think she would agree to marry me? Shubko, why of course my darling, and as if she won't consent. She's in love, egad. She is a lovesick cat and so on. Shan't be long. So egad means expressing surprise, anger or affirmation. Let me write it. Egad. E-G-A-D. Okay. Egad means expressing surprise. Surprise, anger. Or affirmation. Affirmation. Okay. So she is in love, egad, expressing surprise. She is like a lovesick cat. Further, he added that Natalia was like a lovesick cat and so on. Shan't be long. Exit. So having said so, he left. Lomo, it's cold. I'm trembling all over. He said, it's cold. I'm trembling all over. Just as if I had got an examination before me. He said, I'm feeling like, I have to appear in examination. Okay. the great thing is I must have my mind made up. If I give myself time to think, to hesitate, to talk a lot, to look for an ideal, for real love, then I'll never get married. So he said that if I'll wait for a real love, then I'll never get married. But it's called Natalia. A Stepanovna is an excellent housekeeper, not bad looking, well educated. So further he said, it's not bad, Natalia. A Stepanovna is an excellent housekeeper. What's wrong in it? Not bad looking, well educated girl. So what's wrong in her? So she is a suitable girl to get married. So dear students, mark till here. It's all about today's video. In my next video I will explain a few more paragraphs of this interesting play. So thank you students for watching the video. See you tomorrow.